Hello students, we are still on composite mapping. Now let us look at this example. Let f, g and h be mappings on the set of real numbers by f of x. The mapping of f is 2x plus 1, mapping of g is x squared minus 3, and the mapping of h is 3x plus 2. Show that FOG into bracket OH is equal to FO into bracket GOH. Now you want to show that this mapping, if you look for the composite mapping of this one, is equal to the composite mapping of this. So we are going to start with the left hand side here. So we are having what? FOG into bracket OH is same thing as writing it as FG into bracket h of x. Now understand something. Anytime you are to do mapping, you always do it from this right hand side to the left. But you realize that here you are given that fg is inside the bracket. So it means that you should first follow for the mapping of fg. Then you now substitute here to look for, to now join this h of x to it. So to now do that, so FOG, same thing as saying FG of x. So you want to look for the mapping of this first. So you do it from the right to the left. So now you are having what? G of x. So to remove this G, you know the mapping of G of x, the mapping of G of x is x squared minus 3. This is what we are having here. X squared minus 3. Now, so to remove this g, you are going to substitute x squared minus 3 into this. So that means you are having f will now be x squared minus 3. So now you can now use this x squared minus 3 to represent a. So let a be equal to x squared minus 3. So in place of x squared minus 3, you are going to put a. So f of a is. So now for you to remove this f, that means you are going to substitute a into the mapping of f of x. You know f of x is 2x plus 1. So since you are having a here, anywhere you see x here, you are going to put a. So the same thing as saying, instead of writing x, now put a plus 1. Now you're having 2a plus 1. Since you said that what your value for a is x squared minus 3, so let's substitute into, since a is called x squared minus 3, let's substitute the value for x squared minus 3 into this, so that the composite mapping will not be what in terms of x. 2 into bracket, in place of a you are putting x squared minus 3 plus 1. Open the bracket here. 2 times x squared will give us 2x squared minus 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1. 2x squared minus 6 plus 1 will give us what? Minus 5. So if you look for the mapping, composite mapping of FOG, that means you are having 2x squared minus 5. Coming back to the original equation, that what we are told to look for, f of g into bracket 2h. So we say this can still be written as fg into bracket h of x. Now you are having what? H of x here, and you know that from the question, our h of x is what? 3x plus 2. The mapping of h is 3x plus 2. So for us to remove this h, you are going to substitute 3x plus 2. So for you to remove, so that means fg will now be what? 3x plus 2. In place of, to remove this h, you put what? 3x plus 2. So now you are now having this. So you can say that let this 3x plus 2 be equal to b. So if it is equal to b, So that means b is equal to what? 3x plus 2. So if you substitute b here, you now have what? Fg into bracket b. Now, you know, we look for f of g, fog. Our fog, the composite mapping of fog is 2x squared plus minus 5. The composite mapping of fog is 2x squared minus 5. Now, yeah, that's for you to remove this fg. So you are going to substitute 2x b into 2x squared. Wherever you see b, you are going to put what? Wherever you see x, you put your b. So that's the reason why you now substitute b in place of x, 2b squared minus 5. Now, if you are having this 2b squared minus 5, since you said that your b is equal to 3x plus 2, your b is equal to 3x plus 2. So in place of for you to express this composite mapping in form of x, you must substitute this one into wherever you are having b. So that means you'll be having 2 into bracket 3x plus 2 square minus 5. So you are going to expand 3x plus 2 square. When you expand this one, you are going to get 9x squared plus 12x plus 4 times 2 minus 5. So now let's now open the bracket. When you open the bracket, 2 times 9x squared is 18x squared. 2 times 12x is 24x. 2 times 4 is 8, then minus 5. So you can subtract this 8 minus 5 give us 3. So the composite mapping of FOGOH is now 18x squared plus 24x plus 3. So that's the way proven from the left hand side. Now let us look at what if we now use this one, FO into bracket G of H. Now we want to do it for using the right hand side. So now let's try to go that way. FO into bracket G of H. So that means you first of all do the one inside the bracket first. So that means this G of H, same thing as saying GH of X. So now you now have, when you have this GH of X, and you know that from the question we were told that our H of X, the mapping of H is what? 3x plus 2. The mapping of H is 3x plus 2. For you to remove H of X here, that means here you substitute it with the mapping of H. So that means G will be into bracket 3x plus 2. Now you can now represent 3x plus 2 as with A. So if your A is equal to 3x plus 2, so if taking your A to be 3x plus 2, in place of 3x plus 2 you put A. So that means you have your G be what? G of A. Now you're having this. Now for you to remove this G, you must substitute it into the mapping of G. And the mapping of G says that x squared minus 3 is the mapping of G. Now if that is the mapping of G, it means that you are going to substitute where you are having x A here, you are going to substitute x for that. So for you to remove this G, you substitute the value for A inside the mapping of G. So when you substitute here, this one will now be what? In place of ax, you are going to put a squared minus 3. A squared minus 3. So now since you are having a squared minus 3, since our a is same thing as 3x plus 2, so you are going to substitute where you are having a, substitute 3x plus 2. You know you are having a squared minus 3. In place of a, you are going to put 3x plus 2 squared minus 3. So you need to expand 3x plus 2 square. 3x plus 2 square times 3x plus 2. 3x plus 2 times 3x plus 2 will give us 9x square plus 12x plus 4, then minus this 3. Let's open the bracket. You're having 9x square plus 12x plus 4 minus 3. So you'll be having 9x square plus 12x, 4 minus 3 is what? Plus 1. This is for GOH. Now, that means if you are looking for already, that means we've been able to look for this one, GOH. Now, if you know the real mapping is F, composite mapping is FOGOH. So this GOH inside the bracket, if you look for it, then we are now going to substitute here. So now here you are having GH into bracket X. So first of all, for us to remove the GH, you are going to substitute. You know our GOH is what? This 9x squared plus 12x plus 1. So that means we are going to, for you to remove the GH, you substitute the mapping of this composite here. So that means F into bracket 9x squared plus 12x plus 1. Now you are going to use, you can use B to represent the composite of 9x squared plus 12x plus 1. When you use B to represent it, so now that means this same thing as saying F is what? F of B. So now, and if you want to look for the mapping for F, the mapping for F is 2x plus 1. So that's the mapping for F, is 2x plus 1. So now what you are going to do, for you to remove this F, you are going to substitute, since this is B, substitute B into this mapping. So that means in place of x you put what? 2b plus 1. So if this is 2b plus 1. So now since you know that your b is 9x squared plus 12x plus 1, when you now substitute into this equation, that will give us 2 into bracket 9x squared plus 12x plus 1. You know your b is this, then plus this one. Expand. 2 times 9x squared will give us 18x squared. 2 times 12x will give us plus 24x. 2 times 1 will give us plus 2. Then plus this one. So when you simplify, you are going to get 18x squared plus 24x plus 3. So now you realize that in the two situations, you got the same answer. For this FOG into bracket OH, we got 18x squared plus 24g plus 3. And for this second part also, we got the same thing. So from that, we can see that the two composites mapping are equal. Now let's look at this question. If f and g are mappings defined over the set of real numbers by mapping of f is x plus 2 and the mapping of g is 2x squared plus 1 respectively, find the value of x for which this composite mapping is equal to this composite mapping. Fg equals gf. So now first of all, let's take this one. Let's look for the composite mapping of fg. So this same thing as writing it as fg of x. Now so for us to be able to remove this g, you are going to replace this g of x by what? This composite, the mapping of g of x, which is what? X squared plus 1. Since our g of x is what? 2x squared plus 1. So now you're having this now. So now you can now represent this one as a. So that let's say our a is equal to 2x squared plus 1. So in place of 2x squared plus 1, I'm going to substitute a. So that's what I'm having here. So that means f of a. Now in the mapping of f is what? X plus 2. The mapping of x is x plus 2. So since I'm having a here, I'm going to substitute a for x here. So that means I'm going to have, so for me to remove this f, I'll substitute a into this mapping, which will give me a plus 2. Now since my a is already 2x squared plus 1, to be able to get the mapping in terms of x, I'll now substitute this 2x squared plus 1 in place of a, so give me 2x squared plus 1, then plus this 2. So you simplify from there, you now have what? 2x squared plus 1 plus 2. So you're having 2x squared plus 3. So that's the mapping of fg of x. So now we have been able to get this one to be 2x squared plus 3. Let's do the other one, that is g of x, this. So now g of x. So now, first of all, for us to remove this f of x, you do mapping from the back, from the right side to the left. So for you to remove this f of x, you are going to replace it by the mapping. The mapping of f of x is what? X plus 2. So you are going to replace it here, making x plus 2. So g of x plus 2. So you can say that let a be equal to x plus 2. So in place of x plus 2, you are going to put a. So now, when you are having a to be this now, so now since you now look for you to remove this g, you are going to substitute it into what? The mapping of g of g. So the mapping of g gives you what? 2x squared plus 1. So the mapping of g gives you 2x squared plus 1. So now you are going to replace your g, because this is g of a. Replace wherever you see x with a here. So you are going to have 2a squared plus 1. So now since your a is what? X plus 2. Substitute x plus 2 where you are having a. So you have 2 into bracket x plus 2 squared plus 1. So when you expand x plus 2, when you expand it, you are going to get x squared plus 4x plus 4, then times these 2 plus 1. Open the bracket here. You are having 2 times x squared, 2x squared, 2 times 4x is 8x, 2 times 4 is 8, then plus this one. So you simplify, you are having 2x squared plus 8x plus 9. From the question, it says that what is the value of x for which this composite mapping is equal to this composite mapping? So we have been able to get that of fg to be 2x squared plus 3, and that of gf to be 2x squared plus 8x plus 9. So what you do is you equate them. They say what is the value of x at which the two are equal? What is the value of x at which the two are equal? So you having 2x squared should now be equal to what you having here, 2x squared plus 8x plus 9. So when you do that, you bring this 2x squared to this side. This is plus here. When it comes here, it will be minus 2x squared. Then this is plus 8x here. When it comes here, now turn to minus 8x is equal to 9 is already here. You now bring this plus x to this side, now turn to minus 3. So you're having 2x squared minus 2x squared is what? 0. We are left with minus 6 minus 8x should be equal to 9 minus 3 will give us what? 6. So for us to be able to get the value for x, you divide both sides by minus 8. So when you divide both sides by minus 8, so you are left with x here. Divide this one by 8, you have minus 6 over 8. This to the lowest term will give you minus 3 over 4. So it means for the two composite mapping to be equal, the value for x should be 3 over 4. Now let's look at the work practice. Number 1, the functions of f, g and h on the set of real numbers are defined by mapping of x is what? X squared plus 1, that of g 2x minus 3, and h is 4x plus 5 respectively. Determine the formula for the composite function of, so that means you are told to look for the composite function of this one. So this first one, this f into bracket g into bracket x, so it's still same thing. I'm writing it as fg. So look for the composite mapping of fg, or this one is same thing as saying gf of x. Are you following me? Then number 2, if you are having this to be a mapping, the mapping of f, g and h are defined by the diagram. So you are having this diagram. Now from this diagram, you are told that you should find these values. A is h, this, b, c and d. Then for the number 3, the mapping of f is defined on the set of real numbers is such that f is equal to z. When x is 0, the image is what? -4. When x is 1 here, the image is 1. When x is -1, the image is -5. Find the values for a, b and c. A, b and c. Please ensure you like, subscribe and comment on this video. Thank you.